Today we're going to learn how to paint this winter tree. For our member of enjoyingart.com, I'm looking forward to seeing you in our fun and relaxing Friday painting together. If this is your first time to our channel, it's all about making art easy with relaxation. Please like, share, subscribe, and turn on notification. First, let me tell you the brushes that I'm using. I only use two brushes. One is a flat brush. It's gold here. Okay. Take care of the brush. Just use the two fingers. Right. Just softly massage it every time before you start using it. Okay. Now the hair very soft. Also remove all the bubble, all the air inside the brush here. Now the brush is ready to use. That's very sharp over here, very organized. And this is the calligraphy brush. The calligraphy brush can use for medium and small shapes. And the tip is very sharp, so it's very easy to control. Okay, now put it down over here. This paper I'm using is Artisa 9x12 cold press watercolor paper. At the bottom over here, you have a little bit soft gray color. So that means we're going to wet the paper. We're going to, if you need to, use a graphite pencil to draw the composition before you're painting. And you can use a lighter graphite pencil, like a HB or 2H, mix the gray color. I'm going to use the yellow color. Right, all three colors together can mix a neutral color, like a yellow. And I'm gonna get some red color. Okay. Now this look like a orange brown color. I need to have a little blue color in it. Okay. It looks like it should have a little bit more blue color, so turn it a little bit cooler. So like now it looks a little bit green, so I need to have a little bit more red. That is the complementary color of the green. So a little bit of that, that's good. Okay, a little brown, a little bit blue, so that's good. So this is a very neutral gray color. So I'm gonna add a little bit water, right? Be patient, mix the right color before you do it. Now get a little water, even a little bit more. Now I'm gonna paint it at the bottom over here, like that. Ooh, see that? Very dark, right? So I'm gonna clean my brush, just the water. Now I'm gonna blend this over, a little bit more water. Now blend this over from the left to the right. Okay, a little more water. Now here you go. Because the paper already wet, so it is very easy. The paper would taking the color to make it softly blend over to the surrounding. Now it looks like I need to have a little bit blue color. So take a little bit blue, like that. Now make it a little bit more neutral. That's good. So I'm gonna put this color in the background and let it softly dissolve. The wet paper already dry, right? So the color looks very soft, and we did not do anything to make it this soft. It's the water actually gradually making this effect. The snow cover part is not exactly white. It's a little bit light gray color. So we're gonna paint with the light gray color first, and then after it dries, we're gonna paint a little bit darker gray color to create the darker areas of the tree trunks. Okay, now I'm gonna use this calligraphy brush to take the light gray color. I think it's about this kind of color. Okay, this is pretty good. This is pretty great. I'm gonna use this. Okay, now I'm gonna take a look from here I think the bottom over here, the top over there, I'm gonna have it like this on the left side and the right side. So I'm gonna set it, this would be over here. Think about it, if this is really what you want. I'm gonna put it over here. I'm gonna coming up and think about maybe a little bit too dark. I'm gonna add a little water to it. Okay, now start coming up and look before you continue. Look, and before you continue, coming up like this, and it gets smaller and smaller, and then here you go, coming up, and then see how far it go, like that. We're gonna stop over here. So this from the right side, that little small tree trunks. So the top of the tree will be here, right? So you know how far it would go. So I'm gonna add another one to the right side over here, right? Coming up over here. And if you can use like a one movement of the brush and to do what you can do, that will be great. Like I'm coming over here, just put it down a little bit, but it's not very, very thick. Control the width and coming over here. And then the other piece over here, put it down a little bit more and more when it comes closer and closer to the bottom. Here you go. Now I'm going to have this, like a one stroke. You can get that. This is good. And now I'm going to continue maybe with this one. I'm going to start from small. And then if you draw a little bit too fast, it doesn't look like the tree, because it have a very, very curve from one place to another place. Like, keep a little bit more sincere. Look again before you do it. And coming down over here, look at that, and make a little curve. Here you go, a little bit small line, come over. And now I'm gonna have this, put it down, and make sure it produce the same width that you are looking for. Now that's good. Another one. So I'm gonna have another one. You can simplify that. You don't have to do as many as you see in the reference. So I'm gonna coming over here. Here you go. Now, like that. This brush can very predictable with the what kind the brush stroke that you're gonna produce. Yeah, coming down over here. That's good. Now you may think about it as oh, it's a little bit too dark. It may be just fine. So you know what? I'm going to add one more. It's not two more. Okay. A little slower. Look. If you do it like a straight line really fast, it doesn't look like an old tree. It looks like a new tree. Okay. And another branch coming over here. I think this is fine. I'm going to skip one. So, and one line coming over here. You see that how thin the line that you can produce with this brush. Let's spend some time on the ground. Take a little gray color with this brush. I'm going to put a little color underneath over here. Just push it down. I need to have a little bit water, like a tip a little water, and use the edge to let go the water that you don't really need. I'm going to take a little bit color like that, and then take a look. I'm going to push it down and slowly and moving and moving. I'm going to get a little bit more color. Coming back over here, moving, and then a little bit faster. And let it become dry brush. And a little dry brush, that's fine. Now on the other side, I'm going to use the little lighter color. Now coming from here. It's very soft, like here you go. Like that, and all the way connected into here. In the wrong angle, so I'm going to soften it and let go. I'm going to prepare that one more time. And in fact, they're probably fine. It's just moving it up a little bit. And over here, I'm going to have a little bit softer by using the water to soften that area like that. And that, clean that up a little bit. Okay. Now I'm going to have a soft color in the back over here as well. I'm going to coming from the right side over here and take a look horizontally, coming through. The color get lighter and lighter, and that will be fine for that color. Okay. And the front over here, you can use the calligraphy brush and do a little suggestion for those dry grasses like that. I put a little mark over here, a little mark over there. And now I'm going to come back over here, give a little bit color just at the top over here, almost the top. I'm going to put that one more time, coming over. So I have a little bit kind of suggestions and for the surface, and that should be fine. I'm going to have this, push it down, so you're going to see, look again, and the branches get smaller and smaller, and as you're going to the tip. So that means you are going to lift up the brush, continue, because this brush can hold on so much paint, and you can just keep using it, and then come a little bit over here. I'm gonna have something a little bit darker, and here you go, a little bit darker right here, and then a little branches. You can pick up what you want to pick up, but you don't have to paint everything that you see like that. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more paint and coming to paint a little smaller branches. You see how little that you can painting. So basically, use this calligraphy brush. You can continue to finish the entire tree if you want to. Okay, now I'm gonna have this coming a little bit separation, and have a little bit coming up over here. You pick up what you feel like interesting, like that. And then coming on this side, I'm gonna have this, have a little bit coming up. Here you go. Gradually moving it all the way over here, a little bit smaller and smaller. Okay. That is not exactly smaller and smaller because I did not see the brush. It's actually a little bit bigger and bigger, so I'm gonna wash it off. Okay. So now I'm gonna continue with the top over there. It's really trained your patience. Now I'm gonna take it on the top over here. I'm gonna start split off to a little bit smaller, and watch out the brush tip, and should be a little bit smaller and smaller. And over here, and that little very tiny line. Do you have problem with using the calligraphy brush? Yeah, actually you can paint very small, tiny hair. Like that. Okay. Very small. Let's start painting the bench. The bench is very easy, just 1, 2, 3 lines. But the first line is a little bit thicker, right? Now I'm gonna take a look at maybe paint the bottom, the catch the shadow first. So I'm gonna put the catch the shadow over here, like that. I'm gonna have the dry brush a little bit later. Now I'm gonna, from the bottom coming up, I'm gonna put one line over here. It's very thin. Watch out. One line all from the left to the right. That's good, right? And then the second one, actually, we just paint one lighter color, and then we come back to add the water, a little bit water, and then come back to draw the line for the shadow. Okay, now I'm gonna put it here, push it down a little bit and start painting a thicker line all the way over here. We need to live a little bit thicker. Here you go. Add a little bit to here. That's good. And we're gonna come back to give some indication of gap and shadow. So now I'm gonna have it coming down here. There's, you can see, coming to the ground, and here coming to the ground, like that. That's good. Now I'm gonna have a little bit soft, just a very little color, and make it finish the shadow underneath, like this, like that. I'm gonna also give a little bit indication, a little suggestion for a little texture. So here I'm gonna just let go the water, sorry, and I'm gonna soften that a little bit over here, like that. That's good. So a little indication of catch the shadow of the tree, of the bench. So at the bottom of the tree, I also can give it a little bit line and suggesting a little details under here. I'm gonna put a few lines over here, like that. There you go. A few lines over here, some suggestions for the dried trees, or dried grasses, right over here. I'm gonna come back to take the gray color, a little bit darker gray color, for the small branches. Okay. Now I'm looking at one at a time. I'm gonna take a look on here, coming over here, and then have the line coming a little bit thicker and go smaller and smaller. Open up a little bit and move. Pay attention. You can add your own interpretation if you want. Okay, like this. Open up a little bit. You can see how thin, how fine the line this can produce, and cross over, like that. Okay, how about this one? This one also coming over like this, and we can see actually some light side and the shadow side of these branches. Okay, coming over here, like that. That's cool. I'm gonna make the line a little bit smaller and smaller as it going a little bit more and more to the tip. And now I'm gonna paint the areas that has no snow. Now I'm gonna mix a dark color, get a little bit more blue color, a little bit red color, and keep that a little dry. So if you don't use a lot of water, the color will be darker. Okay, now here you go, a little bit more blue. This is good. Let's take a look on this side, one tree at a time. I'm gonna take a look at this side. Let's see. I'm gonna push this down. Take a look again on this side for the small branch. Here you go, like this, and the bottom right here. The difference between using the brush or using the toothpick is just how often that you have to refill the color. Because using the brush, you can going and going and just keep going. Now I'm going to use the dry brush. Okay, just use the dry brush for this. It's really dry. Now I'm going to use just making some even noises here, like this. Yeah, just the dry brush, making it feel like a lot more things going on over here. And use the brush sideways. Dry brushes. A little bit over here too.